Now on 767 News, Caribbean Examination Council introduces 2 new components to its exams. Stakeholders focus on the formulation of a 5-year strategic plan for the prevention of alcohol and drugs, and Fonkole landfill back in operation following major fire. In sports division to host second under-15 beach volleyball festival. Welcome everyone, I'm Alicia George and you're watching 767 News. Join us after this break for the latest stories and developments happening now.
Let's see how easy it is to play Powerball and win. Simply select 4 numbers from 1 to 30 and a Power Pick number from 1 to 5, and that's it. You have just selected your winning numbers for Powerball, or just get a quick pick and let the machine select your lucky numbers for you. Remember, Powerball is drawn every Wednesday and Saturday from 9 p.m. Powerball from the Dominica National Lottery.
Welcome back. In tonight's newscast, thousands of candidates are expected to sit the 3 exams under the Caribbean Examination Council, CXC. An interview with acting local registrar Chandler Hyacinth revealed that 1,373 candidates are expected to sit the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, CSEC exams in 31 subject areas. The CSEC exams is an assessment for 5th form students within secondary schools across the Caribbean. Meanwhile, 2,560 third formers will sit the Caribbean Certificate of Secondary Level Competence CCSLC exams. The CCSLC is a CARICOM initiative targeted towards middle school students and is used to assess students' level in mathematics, social studies, integrated science, and modern languages. This exam was conceptualized as a means to test students' knowledge following the Grade 6 National Assessment and prior to the CSEC examinations, since there was no other formal test in place to evaluate learners. An additional 103 candidates will be sitting the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Exams, that's the CAPE exams, for tertiary level learners. The acting local registrar told 767 News that CXC examinations are similar to exams across the world, including Europe, the United States, and the United Kingdom. The CAP exams for associates and diploma levels are equal to the Cambridge A levels. And in related stories, the Caribbean Examination Council, CXC, has introduced 2 new components to its examination process ahead of its 2015 regional assessments. Acting local registrar Chandler Hyacinth briefed 767 News about the examination body's newly introduced e-marking and e-learning systems.
The new kid on the block for CXC is the electronic marking of scripts, and that's what e-marking is, the electronic marking of examination scripts. So it means that scripts, most of the exam scripts will not be hand marked by face-to-face marking. It will not be face-to-face marking, but that script will be provided for the markers via the internet, and the marking will be done using the computers.
Over the years, selected markers had to physically travel to the main CXC marking centers in Guyana, Trinidad, Barbados, or Jamaica. The structure of the examinations as a result of the e-marking feature has to some extent been altered, where candidates are now required to write the answers on the examination booklet provided. Meanwhile, the e-learning feature allows candidates to access support material through the CXC website for a fee of US $8. Some past papers and support material are free of charge.
CXC provides online resources for their candidates, and that is found on the CXC website, cxc.org. One of the foremost e-learning site where you can find materials for study is the Notes Master. I would encourage candidates to make use of the Notes Master. You sign in, get your username and password, and then you can download materials which you could use for your revision.
Additionally, effective June 2015, candidates seating single sciences subjects, that's physics, chemistry, and biology, must complete paper 3 of the exams inside a laboratory as part of the school-based assessment SBA requirements. The acting local registrar also wished to remind candidates of CXC's no cell phone policy, which states that mobile devices are not permitted in the examination room. Candidates found with mobile devices, whether on or off, can face strict penalties, such as being debarred from the exam for a number of years, disqualified from the exam, and cancellation of exam results in that subject area or in all subject areas. In other stories, the call for motorists to exercise caution on the road was once again sounded by Police Public Relations Officer ASP Claude Wicks following Monday's major traffic accident under the Canefield Cliff. ASP Wicks said although the road network on the island has been improved, motorists must use them in a safe manner.
It is said that accidents are mishaps, but in my view, there are many traffic collisions in Dominica that can be avoided. Absolutely. We see very erratic driving on our roads here in Dominica, and that's whether it's in the city or not. Despite the fact that many people talk about the intervention of the police. Indeed, we are patrolling. We have the motorcycles, and we really thank the Chinese government for making these motorcycles available to the government of Dominica.
ASP Wicks said the fact that there are many vehicles on island and better roads should be used as a catalyst for motorists to drive more responsibly and be more considerate of other motorists and pedestrians.
And avoid the erratic driving, whether it's the speeding, whether whatever form, for example, the motorcyclists. I can say that they are pain and the operations, in my view, of the motorcyclists moving around is a chronic problem now. They overtake on the left, they overtake on the right.
The senior police officer said, although these individuals, when captured, are brought before the court for their penalty to be handed down to them, he is of the view that more should be done to deter them from such erratic operations of motor scooters and motorcycles. ASP Wicks said many of the traffic collisions we are witnessing can be avoided if all motorists exercise caution when operating their respective vehicles.
That's the point, because if we are not careful on the roads, and as I said, the roads are a lot better, but we must use it more wisely. We must use it with a sense and of purpose and wisdom. You see, or else we're going to see more of these things. What is happening under the cliff? Again, it's a 2-lane, and people are overtaking, hoping that people in the opposite direction will make way for them. Yes, we've got to avoid accidents or collisions, and no doubt about it. But if you know you ought not to overtake, or secondly, that there's an obstruction in the opposite direction, a possible obstruction, or should you go, even if you believe that you have time, but you may just not make it, because the time is so short that the split second to get off from your lane into the other person's lane, you may cause a fatality.
He said it is also important that motorists are familiar with the capabilities of their vehicle. Up next, stakeholders focus on the formulation of a 5-year strategic plan for the prevention of alcohol and drug use. Fonkole landfill back in operation following major fire. More details on these and other stories when 767 News returns.
Introducing the Ashley Collection at Quartz. Quartz has joined with Ashley Furniture, the #1 selling home furnishings brand in America, to bring you the most extraordinary furniture selection at unbeatable prices. It's now easier than ever before to find that perfect furniture piece for your home. And what's more, you can add that special touch with the right accent piece from our range of designer accessories from Ashley. Create the perfect look for your home with the Ashley Collection at Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home. Visit the new Ashley Gallery at our Roseau store.
part of the excitement. Tune in to the Tiny Green Show every other Monday on Digicel Play TV, Channel 3. Thanks for staying tuned. 10 acts have made it through to the final show of the Dominica State College DST Got Talent 2015. Following the semi-final show last Friday, Katapa Family, Baines Winston and Kaylee Benjamin, Peter Codrington, Alicia Champion Roll, Evan Balson, Shanice Langford, Julianne Charles, Cedrica Moses, Linda Martin and Melanie Charles made it through to the final round of the competition. The date of the finals has not yet been finalized. However, one of the organizers of the show, Joel Challenger, told 767 News that the event is expected to take place after the end of school year exams. First place winner will receive $1,000, second place $500, and third place $250. Moving along, a number of stakeholders on Wednesday met at the Princess Margaret Hospital's conference room where they discussed ideas for the formulation of a 5-year strategic plan for alcohol and other drug abuse prevention. National Drug Abuse Prevention Officer Jacinta Banis said this plan is vital as the consumption of alcohol and other drugs pose serious strain on those involved directly and indirectly.
Workplace productivity. On the Monday, people can't come to work because they had a hangover the Sunday night. Non-communicable diseases, and in Dominica we know there's an increase in NCDs, crime and violence, which includes drug trafficking. We see the increase of unlicensed guns and ammunition, drunk driving. I mean, when we look at our traffic crashes, we can relate that to substances. Issues of child abuse incidents cannot be linked to problems associated or related to drugs and alcohol.
Banis said one of the challenges faced by the unit is getting communities to view themselves as partners in the drug abuse prevention initiative. She said this task is simply impossible to accomplish without the participation of the public.
So we would like communities to be more involved, because if we have stronger communities, we will have persons who will be able to go out there and become ambassadors or to help us in the work that we are doing in the area of prevention. We all can play our part in reducing the harmful effects of alcohol and other drugs on the population. Our prevention efforts need to be strengthened, and we can do so by increasing the protective factors, by putting together anti-drug policies, more parental monitoring, and stronger communities.
Banis said in most communities you will observe that the shops selling alcohol significantly outnumber those who sell vegetables.
We can also reduce the risk factors. The availability of the substances is everywhere. I mean, when you get up in the morning, you get up with alcohol in your face on television. The issue of poverty is another issue, and the lack of parental supervision. Sometimes we do not know where the children are, they're all partying, they're all drinking. And if they start very early, that is what leads to addiction. That is why we say that the home, the school and community interventions are very critical.
The one-day consultation was organized by the Ministry of Health and Environment and the Pan-American Health Organization, PAHO. The Fonkole landfill is now accepting white goods, scrap metal, galvanized, derelict vehicles, and old tires following the recent major fire at the landfill. That's according to landfill manager of the Dominica Solid Waste Corporation, DSWMC, Jana McLawrence, speaking to the media on Tuesday.
Since the fire on March 13th, we have been working tirelessly to get the landfill back to a workable state and also a more organized state. We have learned many lessons, and we want to assure the public that we are trying our best for such an event not to happen again. Now, we have demarcated the different areas with signs that should be clearly seen for example, white goods only, galvanized only, derelict vehicles and scrap metals only. Now, the public is urged to follow instructions and to follow instructions from the landfill attendant who will be situated here on a daily basis.
McLaurin said the public must be aware that old tires will only be accepted on Thursdays between the hours of 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. She said following the fire, the previous location for burying tires have been condemned. However, the corporation now has a short, medium and long-term plan for the disposal of tires.
The short-term plan really is to get rid of the backlog of tires. We know that people have been waiting patiently to dump their tires. So the short-term plan is that we built a new cell on an extended piece of land on the landfill, a new cell to bury the backlog of tires, which will be covered as usual. We do not burn tires, as is popularly said in Dominica. We do not burn tires, and I do not support that. Okay? What I do support is the recycling of tires. If you do agriculture and other recreational stuff, you can use your tires. Try different ingenious ways of using your tires and stop basking in ignorance. Learn more, find out information from the Dominica Solid Waste as to what we do and how we do it before speaking.
McLaurin said the medium-term plan includes utilizing the corporation's tire shredder to then experiment utilizing the shreds to improve the surface of roadways at the landfill. If that experiment proves to be successful, the program will be expanded. The long-term plan is to export the shredded tires, which will prove to be an income-generating strategy for the corporation.
We just want to urge the public to adhere to the rules. The landfill, the sanitary landfill, is not a dump and doesn't exist on its own. There's a management system. There are people who work here who can direct you where to go and what to do. You can always call the office, the head office in Goodwill, or call the landfill to find out more information, what days, what times you can come, where you can dump, who is in charge, who is supervising. You can ask all those questions.
McLaurin said the corporation is unaware of the cause of a recent fire at the landfill. She made it clear that the corporation did not set fire to the tires at the landfill, as this is not a practice. To date, the police investigation into the cause of the fire has not been producing any leads or results. And that's it for local news. The latest in sports is coming up next with Larry, so stay with us.
I love family traditions, don't you? The fun you have when you're all together, preparing a meal that you'll all enjoy. Having the right kitchen appliances help bring it all together, and you can find them at Quartz. Appliances that give you more, fridges that keep food fresher, stoves that cook meals better. At Quartz, you get the world's best brands at the best prices. I love that, and you will too. For small and large kitchen appliances, Quartz, bringing value home.
Count your Thursdays and win up to $24,000 in cash. For every $9 spent on Big 4, you get a raffle ticket to enter our weekly draws to win $4,000 cash every Thursday for 6 weeks. The more you spend, the more tickets you get, the better your chances of winning every Thursday. That's $24,000 in cash. So play Big 4, count your Thursdays and win up to $24,000 in cash. Only from the Dominica National Lottery. Promotion starts from February 24th to April 2nd.
Good evening and welcome to 767 Sports. In tonight's coverage, we begin with volleyball. The sports division will stage the second annual Secondary Schools Under 15 Beach Volleyball Festival for boys and girls at the Mero Beach on Thursday, April 30th from 10 a.m. 12 teams, each in the girls and boys categories from 7 schools have registered to participate in this event. Sports Coordinator Trevor Shillingford and Member of Parliament for the St. Joseph constituency, Honorable Kelvadaru, will deliver remarks to the players before the start of matches. In last year's inaugural festival, the Cassibro Secondary School won the girls division and the Northeast Comprehensive School won the boys division. And in more sports, the sports division in the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Constituency Empowerment will on Wednesday, May 6 host the 9th National Sports Awards. The award ceremony will take place at the Fort Young Hotel from 7 p.m. The event, which will see the recognition of achievements of sports personalities and organizations for the year 2014. His Excellency, the President, and Mrs. Savre, government officials and sports personalities will also be in attendance. And in football, Wayne George Academy secured another victory when the action continued in the 2015 DFA All-Ireland League. Playing at the Bath Estate playing field on Tuesday evening, the Academy defeated the Trafalgar Football Academy by 3-0. Wayne George found the back of the net on 2 occasions, while the other goals were scored by Lester Peter. All goals were scored in the second half of play. Public Relations Officer of the DFA, Gerald George, has more.
In the second match, Exodus boys edged out Buster 1-2-1 to continue their winning ways. Ashwan Hill and Kevin Christmas scored 1 each for Exodus boys. Leanne Hogan converted for 1, while at the Newton playing field, Haitian Angels defeated Fokole Classics 1-0 to record their first victory for the season. McVonnie Dillon scored for Haitian Angels. In a doubleheader at the Bath Estate playing field on Friday, Fokole Classics will do battle with Dr. Daru All-Stars at 5 p.m. to be followed by Buster Warner versus B.S. Trumps at 7 p.m. On Saturday, Ian Pinatsu Fresh Patterns will take on Haitian Angels at the Newton playing field, while at the Bath Estate playing field it will be Wayne George Academy versus Campbell Ballers. Both matches begin at 6 p.m. And on Sunday, White River Ballers will come up against Buster Warner at the Cassidus playing field from 3 p.m.
And in basketball, the Intellico Security Raiders secured victory over the Shanks Juggernauts in a game played at Portsmouth on Sunday, April 26. The Raiders dominated all 4 quarters with double the scores of their opponents at halftime, 44-22, and nearly again double that of Juggernauts, easing to a victory of 89-45 in their favor. Top performers for Shanks Juggernauts: Trevon Ambo, 21 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. Michan Felix, 9 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Sheldon Vidal, 6 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. Top performers for Intellico Security Raiders: Ashton Joseph, 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 steals. Regilio Cisse, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Kevin Augustine, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block. Kirby Nanton, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. And that's it for tonight's Sportscast. Tune in again tomorrow for more sports.
That was Larry with the latest in sports. Now for a recap of today's headline stories. Caribbean Examination Council introduces 2 new components to its exams. Stakeholders focused on the formulation of a 5-year strategic plan for the prevention of alcohol and drug use, and the Fonkole landfill back in operation following major fire. In sports division to host 2nd Under-15 Beach Volleyball Festival. And that's all the time we have for now. Until tomorrow, drop us an email at media@767news.dm, friend us on Facebook, and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us on the 767 News production team, I'm Alicia George, wishing you a wonderful evening, and thanks for watching.